Don't have any money but want to start reselling, this series is going to be for you. I'm going to just be grabbing things from around my house that I don't use anymore, nothing that I bought reselling related, and generating capital out of this. This series is going to be called Flipping from Zero. Sending out my Friday orders, and I just sold this pair of used Nike running shoes that I listed in that first video for a total profit there of $16.19. You guys can really see how when you start stacking that inventory up, how you can make more consistent sales and kind of how it just starts to snowball. And I've barely compiled anything. The school that I coach at got all of these iPads, 200 iPads. No, these aren't actual iPads. I'm not that rich. I wish these were actual iPads. These are just the boxes. iPad boxes sell for about $10 to $15, and they were just throwing these away. They gave these to me for free. So this will be a nice little way to generate capital and make about $5 to $6 per box. Well, it got delivered, and we got 25 of these white, ugly hiker platform Crocs. All right, we're back at it. 50 cent day at one of the bin stores. And oh, buddy, was this place loaded for 50 cent day. This is crazy. Look at all of these Halloween costumes. Lots more CDs. Look at that. I'll break down all this when I get home. On a crazy weekend. This is just my normal business aside from everything that's sold from Flipping from Zero.
And plus $52 on all the iPad boxes.
Yes, we sold all of these. And if you're just now watching this, you're like, holy crap. He has generated so much capital that he sold 45 iPads. No, these are just the iPad boxes. Some buyer bought like 44 of these. All right, guys, we just made a huge purchase for this series. Let me show you. Out of the pot today, we just bought 50 Boston Celtics 47 brand hat, $9 a piece. Take out $440 from the pot. Absolutely crazy weekend from Flipping from Zero. Look at this. First off, we sold this from the bins. Sealed Miami Vice, $33. Wow, what an absolutely crazy month that was. We went up almost like $1,500 in the bank, plus stacked a lot more inventory, and we're up to almost $5,000. That's absolutely insane. Wow, that year flew by extremely fast for Flipping from Zero. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this series. It's been a blast to make, and I kind of wanted to run down some of the numbers here and do like a yearly recap video. I'll have the next episode up in a couple weeks, so don't worry. This isn't going to be a normal type of video, just kind of highlighting on this series and talking about this past year, things I've learned, things I would have done different. But first, let's get into the numbers. As we saw in episode 12, we ended with $4,936 in the bank, but I never have really talked about the total amount of inventory that we've accrued and the amount that that is worth. So I scrolled through my eBay store, got the calculator out. This took a solid hour. I was gonna count the total amount of items and the total amount that they're all worth, but I ended up just going with what they're worth because it was taking way too long. So this isn't what we paid for it. This is what their actual resale value is. So $12,812 in inventory. And let me tell you guys, we have some special buys coming up, because if I was counting what I bought in, I guess we'll call this episode 13. So what I bought in episode 14, oh boy, we're probably up over 15, 16,000. Once we have this capital in the bank to play with, you'll be able to see how you're really able to start to snowball your business. Next, running down some of our highlighted items, some of the best sellers. I've been asked this a couple times about the iPad boxes and the Celtics hats. Starting off with the iPad boxes. Actually, I talk about this in the next episode, which I filmed a few days ago. So roll that. And also, someone asked me last episode how much money we've made on these. Let's take a look. I just brought up the analytics. We got them both here. First one, $278. We've sold 26 of the silvers. And then the space grays, which I actually found more of, 97 of those for $1,028, all generated out of absolutely nothing. So as you saw, so far we've sold 123 boxes for $1,327 gross. Again, we had absolutely nothing in that, assuming we're making about $6 per box, which is about the average we've made on those. We've made $738 profit on just the free iPad boxes. And next, the Celtics hats. You're probably wondering if I'm out of those. I think we left off with like 6 or 7 of them there in episode 12. I am out of the Celtics hats. I've sold all 100 of those. So if you remember correctly, I think it was in episode 10 or episode 9, I bought 50 of those. And then in episode episode or two later, my friend had also bought 50 of those, but he wasn't able to get ungated, so he ended up just selling them to me at cost. So I ended up with 100 of those total. And on Amazon, I sold 89 of those for $2,936. And then I sold the other 11 on eBay for $296, which gives us $3,232 gross. Take out $439 in shipping, $451 in fees, and the initial $880 in cost of goods sold, which gives us a net profit on those hats of $1,462. That was an absolutely insane buy. If I knew those were on Amazon and had that good of a rank, I would have gone in and taken stock and not just bought 50 of them. But you live and you learn. I bought them to sell on eBay, and we sold 11 on eBay in a couple months. It would have taken a solid whole year to sell 50 on eBay, but on Amazon, they're going to sell faster. So what are some things I've learned from doing this Flipping from Zero series? I've learned that the liquidation bins are an absolute game changer and a great place to find inventory. I honestly thought, like when I started out, it was going to be a lot of ones and twos of things. But if you're hitting these liquidation like Amazon bin stores, a lot of them will have multiples of these items, which is really nice. You guys have seen me sell a bunch of those like phone stands and cases, things that I find a ton of that I'm able to list one time and sell a bunch of times. That's why I like retail and online arbitrage, because I like being able to sell that Celtics hat 100 times on one listing. And I thought diving into the liquidation bins, it was going to be a lot of ones and twos. There are some ones and twos, but I'm kind of shifting towards picking up the stuff that I'm able to pick multiples up so I can sell it multiple different times. Things I would have done different. I'm really trying to show how to start a business, and I think I would have hit the thrift stores more, because I tell you guys a lot, like when you're starting out, you should be hitting the thrift stores. It's a great place to learn and get really cheap inventory. I honestly just haven't had time for it, and I've kind of just made a routine going to the liquidation bin stores, and have kind of just enjoyed that better. So that's why I haven't hit up the thrift stores as much. It's not that they're not as good, it's just, it's not really my game. But the reason I made this series was to show you guys how to start up with nothing, flip from no money, and how to build a reselling business. So if I could do anything different, I probably would hit some more thrift stores just to kind of show you guys the ropes on that. But shout out, go follow Caleb Sells on YouTube. He's an absolute game changer for anyone in the thrift game. Tells you all the brands and everything to look out for. So if you need help learning all that, check him out. Well, that about does it, guys. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this series. Feel free to drop any comments of any ideas you have down below. Again, we've got some big buys coming up, and I can't wait to share them with you all. If you're interested in my reselling group, you can check that out. First link in the description. It will be interesting to see how this snowball rolls into next year. Who knows? Maybe next year this will be a 6-figure side hustle on my already 6-figure business. Only time will tell. There's money to be made everywhere, guys. Let's go get it. Thank you for watching The Millennial Prophet.